Okay, so we just had the keynote. I'm going to update you guys on all that was talked about. I'm going to try to be brief and concise. First of all, there were tons of iPhone 5 sold, just tons of them. So I won't go into the specific numbers, but there were a lot of iPhone 5 sold. The iOS 6 install base is amazing. Tons of people are on iOS 6 now. It's probably the fastest operating system migration ever. And this is the new iBooks, better updates with iBooks. You'll have ability to share like certain excerpts from books. You just highlight the paragraph you want to share and you can bring up the share session and share those over Twitter or whatever. And you have better iCloud syncing. And as expected, they also announced the new 13-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display. And as you would expect, it looks very much amazing. That Retina display on that small screen, more pixels than a high definition television. So if you've seen the 15-inch Retina display, this one isn't going to be as impressive, but it's still pretty nice. $16.99 is the price. Also, we got some new Mac Minis. There was rumors of a refresh of a Mac Mini, and it didn't disappoint for those of you who are looking forward to this. It's pretty much, just upgraded specs, obviously. But one of the big things about this is that it now has 4 USB 3.0 ports, which is really nice for you guys who have high-speed I/O interfaces you want to connect to right there on the Mac Mini. Very awesome, small form factor product. Now, the evolution of the iMac, they show that, and this is really awesome. I love this little diagram here showing all the various iterations. Look at this thing. It's ridiculously thin. I think it's 5.3 millimeters bezel all the way around. It tapers off at about 5.3 millimeters. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it is. I'm just going off memory. But this thing is incredible. It looks incredible. It's insanely thin. And for that reason, you're not going to get a disk drive, an optical disk drive. So that's one caveat of this. But you will get what they call a new Fusion drive, which is basically a combination of solid state memory or solid state flash storage and a traditional hard drive. So you get the benefits of the large hard drive space along with the fast access times of solid state media. So that is a nice option that you get with the new iMac. Look at this thing, man. It makes your old iMac look just fat and bloated, doesn't it? Well, that's how Apple normally does things. They always release stuff to make your old products look terrible. Now, the A6X, this was kind of a surprise. The 4th generation iPad just kind of came out of nowhere. I know there were some rumors that it would be updated for the new Lightning connector, but I didn't know it was going to be just an all-out upgrade, which this is. It has it's basically 2 times as fast as the old iPad. Has a 720p front-facing camera, same width, depth, height, and I guess weight is pretty much the same as the older iPad 3. So that's kind of disappointing. I wish they would have made it a little lighter. This thing's kind of heavy, especially when compared to the iPad 2 or, of course, the iPad mini. But, 2 times graphics, same price, better LTE coverage, double-speed Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's what you get. And of course you get the new Lightning connector. If you've migrated all over to Lightning like I have, then obviously this is going to be something you want to look into. Maybe get rid of your older iPad if you can sell it off to someone, or just wait and be patient and wait for the 5th generation. This is the iPad mini. This is the reason for this event, ladies and gentlemen. The iPad mini is finally here after so many rumors and leaks and things like that. Here it is in the flesh. The iPad mini, 7.9-inch screen diagonal. It's 720p front-facing camera, A5 dual-core processor inside this thing in a small package, lots of power. No word yet on the amount of RAM, but hopefully it's a gig of RAM at least. You also have the 5-megapixel rear camera, shoots 1080p video. What else am I missing? It comes in 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte flavors. There will be LTE versions for Sprint, Verizon, and AT&T. Apple really went above and beyond to compare this thing with the Nexus 7 on stage. They pretty much trashed the Nexus 7 due to its screen size. It's a pretty significant difference in screen size as far as the actual amount of pixels available on screen. They did some side-by-side comparisons of the browsers, and there was a pretty significant difference there as far as how much space you actually have to navigate around in a browser. Or the apps comparison, they were comparing the apps because these apps that run on this iPad mini these are iPad apps. So the developers don't have to go back and retool anything. These run natively with the standard iPad 2 apps right here on this iPad mini. So you're going to have a lot of apps right out of the box that work for this thing. Tons of apps, more so than any other tablet, obviously. You're not going to have just upscaled iPhone apps running on this thing. You have plenty of applications, and that's something that Apple really reiterated on stage. The design, very much like the iPhone 5 with that bezel, with the sort of like a watch jewelry-like bezel. So this is the iPad mini. The base model starts at $329. Will you be getting one? Will you be getting any of the products announced at Apple's keynote? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is Jeff with iDownloadBlog.